The dev server is now open, and with it comes the open testing for medium-range active radar homing missiles. People like to collectively refer to these as the active radar homing missiles or the Fox 3 missiles, but we already have them in the form of the AIM-54, which is far different than the AMRAAM in terms of performance. Currently, there are about 5 nations that can participate in the playtest. The US with the F-16C Block 50, USSR with the MiG-29 SMT and R-77, the British with the Gripen and the R-Darter, the Chinese with the PL-12, the French with the Mica-EM, and the Israelis with the Derby missile. Currently, the playtest can be accessible through the dev server under the Events tab in the hangar. The playtest is set up like the current top-tier ARB setup. Same player count, same map rotation, same mechanics. The only thing that's different is that it's only comprised of the vehicles I mentioned above, and they have Fox 3 loadouts only. That means no fuel tanks, and in some cases, you can't change your loadouts. For example, with the J8F, you can only have the 2 PL-12 and 4 PL-8 loadout. The missiles themselves are very rudimentary, to the point that the Mica-EM, Derby, and R-Darter use the AMRAAM model, while having a rough ballpark figure of their stats coded in. These missiles also act a lot like the missiles we have currently, wherein rear aspect chaff just blasted into the ground like a continuous wave seeker would. The missiles are also affected by multipathing, meaning kissing the ground is a viable tactic. However, when launched from above, the missile is less prone to multipathing. The seekers all work the same, just like the A54, but the radars in-game have new mechanics such as automatic switching of guidance mode and tracking, meaning your radar will switch between non-Doppler and Doppler tracking depending on the orientation of the target. This is not specific to the playtest and will be available on the live server on release. The missiles also tend to bank hard and spin out of energy when fired at long ranges, so that's another consideration during this playtest. Since all of these missiles perform roughly the same as each other with minor flight model tweaks here and there, I can't judge objectively which one plays better since it's all feel and possibly even just placebo on my part. But what I can judge objectively is their loadouts. The F-16 and Mirage 2000 currently take the cake with the capability of up to 6 Fox 3s compared to 4 on the MiG-29 and Gripen and 2 on the J8F. Since War Thunder aims to give all nations an AMRAAM chucker by the time they drop it around June, it's definitely likely that the Germany Air Force or Air 3 will get the F4F ICE, Israel might get the Barak 1, and Japan might just have their F-15J Fire AMRAAMs. Italy will be eating well with 3 possible choices for their AMRAAM carrier: the F-16A ADF, the AV-8B+, and the JAS 39 EBS HUC that was recently added as part of the Hungarian tech tree. My thoughts? The 16v16 setup cannot simply be allowed when it comes to Fox 3s. It might still be workable with Fox 1s, but if you can have as much as 96 AMRAAMs in one match, it's going to be a nightmare to deal with all of them. Also, I'm also thankful that we can't ripple fire these AMRAAMs. It'll be insane to just ripple fire them all and go back to base like what F-14s do currently. I think this playtest needs to be put up for the entire duration between this update and the next update to get a good feel of what to expect when the next update indeed drops. And yes, it is a confirmation that in the second update of this year, we will have AMRAAMs and all nations will have them. This is a good step in the right direction by having us personally test what they intend to do with these new mechanics before they make it to live servers. Let's just hope it won't be like severe damage where the playtest period concluded and they added in the mechanic in a weird state where what could just be construed as regular hits like a yellow wing were considered severe damage. Well, that's what I think. Thanks for watching. This is the Dr. MD, and as always, Godspeed.